Bulbware is a point-and-click adventure horror by Polish developer Bulbware, originally released for PC in 2015 and has now been ported to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. So without further ado, let's take a look at the title and see how it handles on Nintendo's hybrid console. Bear with me. The story follows the aptly named Bulbware as he tries to survive an evening at his grandfather's house after a mysterious entity invades it. The 3 to 4 hour campaign draws heavy influences from gross-out 90s Nickelodeon shows, as well as creature designs from the two Davids of my life. Your guess is as good as mine. Moving on. Oh boy. Its aesthetic is somewhat niche, but definitely one of the game's strongest elements, the whole experience reminiscent of watching an old episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog or Ren and Stimpy, and the developers really nail that creepy and playful tone. As Bulbware, the player navigates 2 different rooms of the mentioned house, trying to advance by solving not-so-conventional puzzles. Bulbware can walk, pick up items, and interact with a handful of things that relate to the solving of said puzzles. Unfortunately, Bulbware moves painfully slow, and his grandfather moves even slower. I wish I was making this up. There's a part in the mid-game that forces the player to inhabit the grandfather, which could only be seen as some kind of sick joke by the developer, as he moves so tragically sluggish that it drug an otherwise 60-second puzzle into an over 15-minute one. Yeah, the moment sort of felt like a stand-up comedian had bombed a joke to the point of crickets, and then just stood on stage trying to win the crowd back by retelling it for 15 minutes. I mean, if characters traveled somewhat closer to a normal speed for a title like this, one could easily complete Bulbware in less than 2 hours, and while I understand the notion that people might not be so thrilled in purchasing a 2-hour game, I would go as far to say that they would be way more offended if that 2-hour game had the gall to take up 4 hours of their time. I mean, one just has to take a look at the game's key features listed on the developer's website to see the real scope of this project. Yes, poop is listed as a key feature of this game. It says poop on the Nintendo website, that's kind of funny. On a more technical level, there's also a slight delay in registering the A button, making virtually every moment you interact with anything serve as a constant frustrating reminder that, yeah, you spent money on this. Bulbware and kin make unpleasant noises to represent talking, which is one of those key features, I guess, and while initially received as cute, ultimately revealed another flaw in the title in that it has 0 characterization. Much to my surprise, the game actually has a somewhat haunting and well-crafted soundtrack that did a great job in selling the tone, particularly in the game's flashback sequences. Overall, the sound, like its aesthetic, is one of the more enjoyable aspects of Bulbware. At its very best, Bulbware is a somewhat competently made point-and-click adventure with a very niche design and enjoyable soundtrack. Sadly, at its worst, it's a 4-hour joke in which the purchaser is at the butt of. You can pick up Bulbware on the Nintendo eShop for $8.99, and the title will take up just under 1 GB of storage on your Switch. As always, thank you so much for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more like it, go ahead and click that subscribe button.